Hey guys, Gaddock Teeg here, and this is the SWTOR Weekly Digest for March 8th, 2013. Sorry about the missed episode last week, but I'm back and so is SWTOR News, so let's cut the chatter and check out the Gold Post summary. Let's start off with what is probably the most controversial topic of the week, though it by no means should be. It all started Tuesday when Courtney Woods made this post to the forums, stating that as of April 2nd, players will need to use their account name and not their email address in order to log into the game. Simple enough, right? It's how League of Legends, among other games, does it. Shouldn't be much of a problem. Well, 57 pages of forums later, and this was a full-blown rage fest. I don't get it, I don't pretend to get it, so I won't try to explain the logic of people who feel that this is a less safe method of account security, but I think this answer from Eric Musco does a damn good job. Your email address is not some sacred cow that is known only to you. Okay, your forum name is viewable whenever you post to the forums, but your email address is viewable pretty much everywhere else. Let the account security experts take care of the security stuff, and you just make sure you don't use the same password on every account you've ever made ever. The most interesting information I got from this fiasco is that Eric Musco is a damn fine community manager, and should be commended for his frequent and thorough approach he took with the community. This was honestly the most asinine thread I've ever seen, and I've been on the WoW forums. Come on guys, can we at least discuss something that's debatable? Speaking of debatable, currently on the PTS the highest level item modifications are not craftable. It turns out this is not a bug, and instead a change in design philosophy. Players will only be able to craft one tier below the highest tier, even as new ones are released, so crafters will always be a step behind. I'm conflicted, but in general I think this is a good move. It puts a bigger premium on actually doing the content as opposed to buying power. I think the way it works now with stabilizers is a good middle ground, and it's definitely nice to be able to min-max and gear up alts, but I also believe that gear should be earned, not bought, so I really can't complain. If you want to, though, I won't blame you. On a slightly more lighthearted note, some players have taken offense to the removal of the vulnerable target abilities like Chief Shot. Alex Modney gives a humorous and enlightening response, saying that they are being removed to help alleviate some of the game's ability bloat. I know mine isn't on my bars, and if you think you'll really miss it, pretend you're trading it for one of the new awesome class abilities. Now for the real cool stuff. Eric Musco took to the forums to let players know that the Ready Check feature is almost ready, I know that's ironic, and is currently slated for patch 1.7.3. He is quick to say this is subject to change, like everything, but given Bioware's track record, for him to come out and say this on the forums, he must be very confident in the timeline. Players left wondering whatever happened to those cartel coin cards that were rumored to be hitting shelves around the holidays got their answer this week. Players should be able to find them in both GameStop and Best Buy over the next few weeks. Anyone want to take a guess when the return of the Gree will happen? I bet you didn't guess it would happen in the next patch. That's right, Eric Musco spilled the beans Friday, alerting players that the event will be taking place once again during patch 1.7.2. No word as to when this patch will be going live, but he also adds that they'll have some cool information for us next week. I think this may be a case of too much too soon. This feels like Bioware saying, "This is our baby, you love our baby, look at him, don't you want to play with him? Really? You don't want to play with him?" I think forcing the event on people is not the way to win them over. Now I do think Bioware is also a smart company, and I hope that this event will have some major tweaks done to it in order to make the experience more enjoyable. One final thing on this, if you're on the fence about purchasing the gold scaling armor on the cartel market, you should do so before the patch drops, because they will be removing it to correspond with the return of the event. Friday, Bioware also released a developer blog discussing some of the background to the planet McKeb, and giving some insight on how it was designed from the ground up. It's a pretty good read and definitely gets me excited to see what the planet has to offer. Now how long to the expansion? That's all the headlines from this week. As always, if you like what you've seen, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any SWTOR news updates. And be sure to check out my patch 2.0 PTS coverage to catch a glimpse of the things to come. Until next week, this is Gaddock Teeg signing off.